Did Jesus descend into hell after he died? We're going to answer this question on Answers for Living. Did you know that Scripture does not say Jesus descended into hell? The phrase descended into hell didn't appear in the first copy of the Apostles' Creed. It wasn't standard in the Apostles' Creed until the 7th century, and it's been debated ever since. So let me make a conclusion that is biblically true. When Jesus was crucified and buried, he did not go to Hades or to the lake of fire for any period of time. Now, when Jesus was hanging on the cross, he said, "It is finished." Everything Jesus was to do in order to reconcile man to God, everything Jesus needed to do to offer redemption to mankind was accomplished on that cross. It's finished. Now, the word "it is finished" is an accounting term. The word is tetelestai, and it means paid in full. His suffering for sin was done. So he dismissed his spirit into his Father's hands. His soul went directly into paradise, into the presence of the Father. No burning, no more pain, no more suffering, paid in full. After his death, he added nothing to the redemptive work. He simply waited for his resurrection. So what does descended into hell mean? If you ever doubted the seriousness of sin, look at the savage beating and crucifixion Jesus suffered because of our sin and permitted by his Father. Please don't turn your eye away from the cross. God is serious about sin. Look at the cross. Realize its continuous suffering while the person's hanging there. Look at Hades, the unquenchable agony of the unrighteous soul. Look at the lake of fire, never-ending judgment of unbelievers. Sin is deplorable. It is rebellion against God. And Scripture says, from noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness came over the land. One of the most compelling historical aspects of the crucifixion of Jesus is around the time Jesus was crucified. There was an anomaly on the earth that was written about all over the world. Down in Africa, over in Asia, writers wrote, quote, "During the time of a full moon, there was a complete and utter eclipse in the middle of the day." Now, from non-biblical first century, non-Christian historians, we are told there was a 3-hour moment of terror globally. They wrote, "We have an eclipse where it is impossible to have an eclipse because we have a full moon and it is the middle of the day." That is the testimony from outside of the Scripture, and it all lines up with Scripture. A moment from human history that reveals that what we read in Scripture about the darkness that fell for 3 hours actually happened. There on the cross, from noon until 3, it was pitch black. And from the cross, Jesus cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Tomorrow we're going to explore why I believe descended into hell needs to remain in the Apostles' Creed.